Good morning, evening, or afternoon, everybody. It's Kaghoe coming at you with another video. So today we are going to be talking about the war effort, why you should do it, and some new stuff that has come to light via Twitter and Aggrend tweeting about this topic because people were very, we got the information, I covered it out, and then people have been asking a bunch of questions. What form is this going to take? What are we going to see with this? How good are these items going to be? And that is, of course, the new world buff item generators, whatever you want to call them. I don't really know where it falls into as far as a full thing, but it's really, really interesting. But before we get into the video, be sure to like, comment, and subscribe. Everything you guys do helps my channel grow, helps me get discovered, and helps me help as many people as possible, which is the entire point of my channel. So without further ado, let's get into the video. So I'm going to switch it over to these world buff items and sort of briefly cover them, and then sort of explain where it's at and the thought processes that we are going to see. So here is the article. So there are 7 new items that are coming. People did confirm that the Thorium Brotherhood one is there. Someone DM'd me at least. But what's also interesting is that people are saying that these require Exalted to buy them, which is very, very interesting. Instead of just having to go to the Quartermasters to get them, it is Exalted to receive them. Now, what is super interesting about these items is, one, it's like a new way to recover world buffs. Like, if your raid wipes, it's not detrimental to morale, it's not detrimental to your rating. You can simply just pop them all and give it back to people. Now, they have a 30-second cooldown, and they last for the same amount of duration as the world buff, so it essentially just gives you that, as well as there's a Firewater Cauldron that people can get, and it'll give you the same buff as Firewater. Now, that one's probably the most unique and most important, because Firewater is super expensive, and without them cranking up the spawns to 8 million and making the farm completely useless, there is just going to be a big demand for that one specifically. Because no, it's not really a world buff, it's just Firewater, but it'll be 35, it'll be an hour instead of the normal 20 minutes, so it'll be really cool to see that. Other than that, you have the normal world buffs, and all of them will be able to be put down, and you'll be able to get them. So, people have been asking, does this replace world buffs? Are people just going to be running around fully world buffed? Because people thought that these had unlimited uses, because they're on a 30-second cooldown, and from reading this and looking at it, one might actually think that these are unlimited, and honestly, I was all for it. 100 combinations is quite a lot to go get, so it being like a one-time use kind of felt terrible, so like I took it that way, and I reported that way. Obviously, PTR, we don't know for sure what it's going to be, but I felt like it would say it has X amount of charges if it did, instead of just 30-second cooldown. But all in all, it is really, this is a good idea. I like it, especially with the type of raid Descent into Madness is, like descending into that and it being that crawler raid where you want to be at your most strongest the entire time, because if you mess up, you ruin the run and it makes it much harder to go further. But anyway, those are just my thoughts on it. Let's go further into this. So, looking at Horde and Alliance combination signets. So this is from just turning in the resources. The first turn in will give you 10 of it, and as you can see, it says the Horde needs rune cloth bandages, so that would give you 10. And then we have the Horde needs more rune cloth bandages, so that would give you 10 as well. A lot of the more quests drop down, so like more Purple Lotus is 7, and it's kind of tiered off into where the materials fall in. So like the highest level materials, so rune cloth and rune cloth bandages, those give 10 for the initial turn in and the more turn in. When we go further down, like Mithril Bars, this is the second highest tier, because Thorium's the highest tier. We see 10, and then we see a 7 signets. Runecloth is probably going to be your go-to, and is what I would probably farm in order to get your world buffs. As a guild leader, that's what I plan on doing. Alliance, it has similar quests. Some things are different than the other one, but they do have runecloth bandages as well. So once again, I would just do the runecloth bandages. It gives you 10 the entire time. So what does that break down to for math? 20 runecloth turns into 20 runecloth bandages, which is 10 tokens. So you need 200 runecloth to get 100 tokens. And then if you want all 7 of these puppies, you're going to need 700 of them. So that is 1400 runecloth essentially per full set of items. which, is actually quite a lot to go through and turn in and make and do it, but it is worth it to get world buffs. So this is where we see Twitter and what Aggrend was saying. We'll go ahead and go to the link here just so you guys can see it. The intent is simply to give people an option to recover buffs after a wipe. It's a feel bad reducer and is not meant to be completely replaced for always permanently. Allowing you to walk around with all those things on a stick with no limit would be pretty odd. So that is very true. We're gonna like that. And then they said give it changes at least. So just people really talking about this. Are these permanent or one-time use? I honestly would like it to be a mix between it. Put the item on a 1-week combo, but do not make it consumed on use. Wow, solved everyone's concerns. That would be a great idea. A 10-minute cooldown, I think 10 is too much. I think a 1-week cooldown, I really like that because people would use it once per week. But for one-time use would be pretty awful as well. I like 10 charges. People giving really good advice, because 100 tokens per 1 temp, like, that is such a commitment that, like, if you're not a guild and you're not having guild type funding, you're gonna struggle to do that. So I really like what a lot of people are saying here, talking about it. People being pretty civil, which is a shock, especially here on Twitter or X. Sorry, it's been Twitter for literally a decade for me, so calling it X is gonna take some getting used to. But I like the idea of it. I just would like it to be tweaked a little bit. Like, just needs to be tweaked quite a bit in order to make it feel good. Because, like, if it's just a one-time use and it costs 100 tokens, like, I might do it one time and hope that we don't wipe. Like, because that is such a lot of time. Like, literally just sitting there crafting 700 rune cloth bandages is going to take a while. Like, that's how, 1400 rune cloth bandages, that's what it would take. So you need 1400 rune cloth and then sitting there crafting 1400 bandages, like, that's probably at least an hour. I haven't done the math on it. But, like, that type of stuff is what makes people be like, and then people will obviously manipulate the market and make it cost even more gold, and just so much that people are going to do to make that feel bad. And obviously you have other options than runecloth bandages. I just think runecloth is the easiest to get. It rewards 10 and it is simple because everyone can have first aid. But anyway, I just wanted to break down the new buff stuff, give you the info, the details you need. The war effort opens today when this maintenance is done, which is from literally 10 a.m. to 6 p.m. So that is pretty hefty. Usually it comes up earlier, but you never know with all this. So anyway, I truly hope you enjoyed this video. I'd love to hear what you guys have to say down below. And until next time, I'll see you later. Have a great day. Bye-bye. Hey you. Yes you. Are you still there? Well, I appreciate you for taking the time to watch this entire video and making it to the end here. If you enjoyed this video, definitely check out the other videos about World of Warcraft listed in these playlists down below. And thank you again. Have a great day. Bye-bye.